Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are located in Richmond, Texas, near Houston, looking at another gorgeous model home. And this time we have one of my favorite builders out here, Partners in Building. Now, starting on the exterior, you see that we have the stacked stone along with the stucco, that grand look. Now, this is a model, so you see some additional parking for guests right over there. Don't worry, that would be converted down the road. Now, once we continue this way, you see the grand covered front porch right here. Now, the stacked stone continues this way, but most importantly, look at the height. So you have the massive windows bringing in a ton of natural light, as you can see, and then even a ton of space around here, as you can tell. Now, once we head inside, I want you to stay tuned because there are a lot of neat features that separates Partners in Building from a lot of other builders. And I think you may love this one just as much as I do. All right. So immediately whenever you walk in, look at that. The double height ceilings, you have the teardrop chandelier hanging down, and then look at that view. Now, I want to preface this by saying this is a model home to showcase what they can do. So it is dressed to the nines, and they've added a lot of upgrades in here that you may like. Now, I'll pan you upwards, and then we'll start right there in the study. Now, you have French doors leading you inside of here. But look how huge this is. So in here, you see you got your desk. That just gives you a baseline of how much space you have. You have tray ceilings, recessed lights, and you'll notice the recessed lights throughout the home. Now, this is the size of some bedrooms, I tell you, but wait till you see the actual bedrooms. You're probably gonna be in awe. Okay, so as always, you know this is a model, right? So they have all the paperwork necessary in there. They operate out of here daily. So you can see that it is being utilized. Now, right when you walk in to the right, you have your formal dining area. Recessed lights in here, accent wall, you see that. And then you see you have a wine closet right there as well. I love how it's glass enclosed. And in fact, we've seen something similar with another model home by this builder out there in Bonterra. That was in Franklin, Tennessee. So go ahead and check that out. Now, you see that you have the floating staircase right here, picture windows, and then of course the additional upper windows. And that's gonna show you exactly what that view would be every single day. Now, this one is an interesting floor plan, so we'll continue to take our time. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy. Now, right over here, you have your breakfast nook. You see your LED light fixture right above your dining room table. Now you have a quick access door leading you to your backyard patio you can take advantage of. And then of course the corner windows as well. But look at the kitchen, family. So you see the open concept, perfect for entertaining. Now you have the panel ready refrigerator. You are going to notice the high-end appliances. You have quartz countertops right here. Then you see that you have the Gen Air cooktop. You have that sleek porcelain vent hood and the shaker style cabinetry with the brass handles. Now in here you got the two-tone, as you can see, and just, oh my goodness, there was a model that had opened by Partners in Building at this point, probably about 10, 11 months ago or so, and you folks were in awe of that one. And this one was being constructed. It was still, gosh, 4 or 5 months out before this one opened. So this was one of their newest model homes, and that's why we didn't get a chance to see this whenever we ventured out of Texas. Now, you see the two-tone countertops again. You have prep space over here. Your pantry straight ahead, but wait till you see an additional feature that I think you may like. Now we'll spend a little bit of time right here inside of the kitchen because I know this is where you're going to spend a ton of your time. So we'll open up some of these drawers. You got your trash drawer right here, your stainless steel dishwasher, that sleek sink inside of your island. But look at this incredible view. So while you're doing dishes, this is exactly what you would see. So if you have your guests, family in here, this is the perfect time to take advantage of conversations. Now I'll turn you around right over here as well. Hopefully you get a good close-up of the materials. If you don't, I usually try to shoot 4K so that way give you a better look at the materials. Now I'm just opening this up because you know we are nosy. Not much in there, but that's totally fine. Now look at these elegant sconces. I like the way it makes the materials pop. Let me know your feedback in the comments below. And then before we continue to the pantry, just show you how much storage you get. Beautiful. Now heading inside of our pantry, you have a pocket door separating the two. And in fact, they actually painted this right here. But look at this storage shelving that you have available. Now, don't worry, this is not all you get. I'm gonna show you in just a second, but you have additional counter space to take advantage of. Have all the messy dishes back here. You don't have to worry about it. All your shelving that you can imagine. White oak floors continuing throughout the property. And then look at this. So now this is your mud room. As you can see, you already got your hooks built in, ready to go. They're using the garage as a sales office or conference room sometimes, so you will notice that, but at least it gives you an idea of how much space you would get in here. You got epoxy flooring ready to go. You have multiple access points, as you can see. And let's go ahead and continue down the hallway. So now, heading into our laundry room, wall-to-wall cabinetry, quartz countertops, your sink over here, tile flooring, and let me know what you think about the color contrast. But you definitely have a ton of space for an oversized washer and dryer and all the storage that you can imagine. But this is what I want you to see. Love this. Look at the space that you get inside of here. So the perfect prep kitchen to work with. You have all the counter space that you can imagine, all the cabinetries, and then also you have an additional refrigerator, range, even a vent hood, your sconces, and then a dishwasher right here. So the perfect scullery to take advantage of. I told you I wasn't going to leave you hanging. I didn't want you to run to the comments without me, giving you a quick note before you do. Now, you do have your single car garage bay right here. You see they're using it as storage as well, but you can go ahead and fit, your supercar in there without any challenges and head right inside. This will be the additional quick access point to your garage as well. So that just gives you a better idea what that would lead to. But we still have a lot to see. Okay, so now heading inside of the living area. Look at this. So you see you got the picture windows again, bringing in all that light that you can imagine. And then the sleek fireplace. Your recessed area is perfect for the decor, how they added. And then if that's not enough, you got your sliders right there. Beautiful. So I love how the floor plan flows seamlessly. Now, let me know if you agree. I love that. And then the living wings, the bedrooms are on the sides of the property. You'll notice that. And we still haven't even got to the second level. So when I first walked this home, this one almost looked like a primary suite for a second in some of the homes that we've had the good fortune of touring. But in here, you see you got your tray ceilings, recessed lights. That's a king bed, your 2 nightstands, massive egress windows right over here as well. And let me just show you this. But this would be the perfect guest suite. In fact, I don't think your guests would leave or your in-laws because of the room they get. Now you got the separate closet right over here. Look how roomy this walk-in closet is. You already got your built-in dresser. You got the rods ready to go. And then now heading to your ensuite. Okay, look at that. So you have the vaulted ceiling design. You see your gorgeous candle effect chandelier, glass enclosed shower right there. You even have a shower bench in there. So that's why I really thought this was the primary suite. Look at this, quartz countertops again, even on the side. So you have a his and hers sinks. They really went all out on this property. Now you have a dual entry. You see the gold fixtures in here. Got an oversized shower bench to take advantage of. And you can see exactly why I say your guests would not want to leave. And then your water closet. Beautiful. I'm telling you, Partners in Building, they do such a great job for their models. Other models, when we tour them, sometimes you can see based off of the materials they utilize and things like that, you know, cost saving comes into effect. But in here, I tell you, they have the resources available to show you what they can do. All right, so now heading inside of our game room, look at that. Tray ceilings again, huge picture windows overlooking the backyard. You see you got little pocket areas to entertain as well, so I love that. So you got the pool table, sitting area, sliders again, and just a ton of room to work with. So let me know what you would do with this particular room, and do you like the way they have it set up? Now, if you are entertaining, or let's say in this instance, your guests come out in the pool, head right over here to the full bath to take advantage of that. So you got the quartz, then the matte black as well, and then the herringbone pattern shower flooring right there. Beautiful. And there we go. So, man, I'm telling you, we still have a lot to see on here. Now, I'll give you one more pan before we continue throughout the rest of the home. Beautiful. So not only that, you see that you have your glass enclosed wine closet right over here. So perfect as a statement. Whenever your guests walk in, they will not be able to miss this. So I love that they included this. All right, so now heading to this side of the home, family. And like I said, we still have to get to the second level. So hopefully you are enjoying the tour. Now you got your powder bath right over here. So if your guests come straight in here, don't even need to make it a few more steps and they can use the restroom, because we all have the guests that always need to use the restroom. So perfect placement right there. I'll quickly pan you around and look at this one. So I love how it feels like a sanctuary, right? So you close this door off, you still have a hallway leading you, but then you see you got your picture windows. You can obviously add the blinds and you don't have to worry about privacy. And then look at this, family. So again, you're seeing the common theme with the tray ceiling. So creates more of that roomier atmosphere. And then you have the recessed lights, the LED ceiling fan, your king size bed, your massive nightstands on both sides. And then the amount of walk room that you still have available is incredible. I just get so excited about touring these homes. Sometimes I have to tone it down a notch, especially when I watch it back. I'm like, all right, calm down a little bit. You're acting like you just closed on the house. All right, so now heading to our ensuite. Water closet right over there. Look at this soaker tub. A ton of space. So you see you have the dual entry walk-in shower again, your chrome chandelier hanging down, and then look at this. Beautiful vanity, quartz countertop, some more of that neutral color. You see it's complementing the chrome extremely well. And then look at the glass panes in your cabinet fronts right over here. You got your towel closet over here. Now let's get a better close-up on the materials. So it looks like the shower valve is outside of here. That's unique. I don't think I've seen that before. But you do have your shower bench ready to go. Look up there. You got your rain shower head. And then of course, like I mentioned, the dual entry. And then wait till you see the additional bedroom upstairs. It is insane. All right. So now heading inside of the closet, look at this. I'll do a quick pan. Look at the space that you get. So we'll start right over here to the right. You know, I'm a huge fan of the floor to ceiling shelving. Again, the recessed lights, this almost looks like you're walking into a mall or a showcase, right? Your entire wardrobe. So I love that. But not only that, but look at the space that you have between the shelving. So a ton of walk room available. Get your chrome rods in here, carpet. Lovely. And then if that's not enough, you head over here and then look at the space that you still have over here. So they continue with the floor to ceiling shelving, and then your built-in drawer. You got the flat panel cabinet fronts on there. And then the double pocket doors. I'm loving it. And like I said, if you haven't gotten a chance to, take a look at some of their other models and you really see the consistency between all of their properties, whether they build it from scratch or they showcase the model or build even a spec home. So I love to see it. And then of course, one more look, this will bring you right back out here. Okay, so it looks like we covered the entire first level. Hopefully we didn't miss anything. There was a lot of pockets in there and nuances, so I tried my absolute best. Now, heading up here, I want to start right behind me over here to the right, because I think you're going to love that room straight ahead. Now, before we do continue, you see that you have a loft area to take advantage of, so even more space to entertain or the kiddos just to hang out and watch their favorite film. But heading over here, you see your catwalk. As always, we like to overlook the foyer from the second level. And then I'll pan you around over here. Beautiful. Now you take 2 steps right up here. You have an additional storage closet, but look at this, family. A second primary bedroom, tray ceilings. Look at the room. I even like the recess area, this bump out over here, because you could use that as a designated sitting area without any challenges. But with the king size bed, the 2 nightstands, look at the walk room that you had available. So let's say I'm painting a scenario. If you had one of your guests living in the first bedroom downstairs, you're living in the primary suite, and your in-laws are up here, you're gonna have a full house. I'm just warning you now. But you see the continued white oak floors, and then look at the ensuite. Wow. I think some of my viewers may like this one better than the downstairs one. So I welcome your feedback. Okay, so up here, you see the quartzite material, then the same custom cabinet doors, tray ceilings right above there, and this nice illusion right over here, like this floating mirror design with a pendant light. So I like the way it hangs down right there, really unique. And then right behind the wall, you see you got your freestanding tub. So that's neat. It's like a little high bar scenario right there. You got your storage closet right over here to the left. And look at this. So again, the shower benches, I said this a couple times ago, or I think 2 tours ago, that some of the properties we were going into were eliminating or excluding the shower benches. But in here, you see we had them in all of the, or at least all 3 of the rooms. So I love that. But then they decided to go with the matte black in there, so it complements that. Now, water closet over there to the left, as you can see, tile flooring with some accent detail inside of there. And look at that. You have so much room. You even have a designated sitting area. So while you're getting ready, your best friend is here telling you the latest news. But look at the closet again. So that's not even all. I'll pan you to the left and look at this. Oh my goodness. You will never have to leave this home whatsoever. If the kids grow up and move out, you're probably just going to have to invite some family over here. But again, a ton of storage. And at the end of the day, you don't even need to continue the storage shelving all the way to the ceiling in this one, because you already have an abundance of space for this being the second primary suite. And then you see the French doors. You have carpet in here, just a ton of room. And then the floating vanity is the chef's kiss. Okay. So now we still have some additional bedrooms right there, and we'll see them, and then we'll make our way to the backyard. Now, if that's not enough, right over here to my right, look at that. You have a sconce ready to go right there with a desk. So just giving you an idea of what you can use this space for. Got your storage closet again right over here. And then the next bedroom. Look at this. So extremely spacious, as you can see. You have the 2 beds, perfect for the kiddos. You got your light fixture right there, so they can read a book. And if that's not enough, you got a window bench with some built-in storage. And you have carpet in here, and then the separate walk-in closet. Even this one has an oversized closet to work with. Now over here, you see you got your ensuite. So you're gonna have the separate vanity right here with the sink. And then as you pan over here, you're gonna have the shower tub combo. You got the tile flooring inside. And then the same thing with that one. So you'll have that Jack and Jill. And then our final bedroom. So in here, you got the queen, your 2 nightstands, and then you see you still have a ton of room to work with. And there you go. You got your walk-in closet, and straight ahead is gonna be, an attic. And I'll just show you that and see if it's open. No, it's not open, but that'll be your attic space. So additional storage if you wanted to utilize that. Okay, so that was the entire first level and second level. And there was an abundance of space to take advantage of. So extremely incredible. Last but certainly not least, we'll take a look at the backyard and go from there. And then, so that's George right there. How you doing, George? I appreciate you for allowing us to take this tour. And then, as I head back out here, so you see, you got your sliders right over here, but then all the access points to take advantage of. I love that they extended the covered backyard patio straight ahead over here. You see the stucco again, and then your built-in pool. And I'm telling you, right now, I just stepped outside and I started sweating a little bit. So this is the perfect time to jump in that pool right there. And then if that's not enough, of course, then you can obviously head straight back over here and entertain your guests. Sit by the fire, which you won't need that for a while. Take my word for it. And then there you go. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful Partners in Building model home. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful model home right here in Richmond, Texas. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular property. Is this something you can see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour.